What do you think are some characteristics that make a good teacher?
So, patience is the first one.
Hmm. Okay.
Patience and confidence in your subject
Okay.
is the thing that you should be able to show it to students also, because the students today are very smart. With the technology, they have access to everything. So, you need to be confident, and the patience you have to show in front of them. That are the main things you should always have.
Right.
And one more thing that I think from my side a teacher should have is remain updated always.
Welcome to Teacher Diaries, a podcast by Questt, the homework app. At Questt, we believe that teachers push the boundaries of the human race forward by preparing the new generation to create a better and more meaningful world. Through Teacher Diaries, teachers all over India share a piece of their life, their experiences, their hardships, and most importantly, their victories. Let's celebrate teachers and the impact they have on our lives with Teacher Diaries. As our country goes through this rough phase, Quest stands with its people. We're hoping and praying that the situation improves and we see a brighter, happier tomorrow. Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Teacher's Diaries presented by Quest. Today we have with us Miss Swati Batra, an educator from Angels Valley School. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure, sir, to be with you.
For how long have you been teaching?
So it's been 1.5 years.
Okay. And what subjects do you teach and to what age group?
I teach mathematics and science from classes 6 to 10.
Okay. Is there any particular reason that you chose to teach math and science?
Sir, actually, I'm in love with maths.
Okay.
I love that subject a lot. You know, the problems always teach us one thing,
Right.
that those problems can be solved. So, problems in our life are also same way, like maths. We can solve them the same way we do the mathematics, right?
Right. That's awesome.
So, being in a problem myself and solving it myself is something which I love.
I love that answer. Are there any specific topics within math that you particularly enjoy?
Sir, I'm in love with X, algebra.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your background like? What was your childhood like? Where did you grow up?
Sir, I'm from Rajpura, a small town in Punjab.
Okay.
Yeah, in this place, actually, girls are not allowed to study and all. It happens here,
Hmm.
at the level of graduation, they say you can marry someone or something of that sort. Till now,
Okay.
even I
Okay.
have my cousins,
Okay.
they're doing the same. But obviously, my father wanted me to study, so he sent me to Chandigarh. You know Chandigarh, right? So there I have been studying. I've completed my BSc from there, my master's from there, and after that BEd, and I joined the school.
That's great. Is there any particular memory, maybe from your childhood, that told you that teaching is something that you want to do?
Sir, actually, my every maths teacher of mine
Yeah.
in full, you can say in my full school life, was not happy with me. Not ever they were happy with me, because I used to solve the sum before they do it. And I used to spoil the whole class, disturb them fully. And I don't allow anyone in the class to solve the sum just because I wanted myself to be the topper.
Okay.
So these were the things which I felt like motivated me to be a maths teacher, because I always enjoyed it instead of feeling it a problem somewhere,
Right. Right.
which we feel today. I think so. Most of the students, 50% of them, feel like maths is just a burden, nothing else.
Yeah. That's true. It's the fact that people almost take pride in saying that, oh, I'm not good at math. That I feel is a real issue. That you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the funniest thing, every student comes to me and asks, Ma'am, ये use कहाँ पे होगा? Where will we use this?
Hmm.
Sine
Hmm.
theta, cos theta, tan theta.
Yeah.
Tell me where I will use this. This is the funniest thing they ask and
Yeah.
say. We don't need to study it because we'll not be using it further.
Right. For
Yeah.
these students who say they don't think they'll need to use the math that they learn, do you have an answer for them?
Yes, I always find a new answer for them. I have to give them an answer. Otherwise, they'll give me a reason I will not study it.
Okay. What do you think are some characteristics that make a good teacher?
So patience is the first one.
Hmm. Okay.
Patience and confidence in your subject
Okay.
is the thing that you should be able to show it to students also, because the students today are very smart. With the technology, they have access to everything. So you need to be confident, and the patience you have to show in front of them. That are the main things you should always have.
Right.
And one more thing that I think from my side a teacher should have is remain updated always. Every day
Hmm.
something new is coming in the market, and they come to know it about all these things from the internet. So they don't actually trust the teachers, because they think the things we know from the internet are of more use than what the teacher is telling. So you need to be updated always. This is the main thing I feel like every teacher should be using the internet every day to see the things that are coming again and again.
Right. Okay, I want to address both of these things.
Yeah.
Firstly, the learning. So you clearly believe that you have to keep learning, right? Even as a teacher, as
Yes.
the person who's
Yes.
teaching,
Yes.
you
Yes.
have
Yes.
to keep yourself learning. Do you have a favorite method to learn something new? Like talking to somebody who knows about it, maybe watching a YouTube video, reading a book. Do you have a favorite method to learn something new?
Sir, first of all, I love to read books. I go through a book, at least 2 pages. I try to cover it every day.
Okay.
Yeah, and one my newspaper habit, before going to school, I just take it in the bus, read it, whatever I like. It may be
Right.
even something not relevant. I'll read it. Just I want to read the newspaper every day. And we all are in a habit nowadays. Before sleeping, we check our phones every day. Yeah. So anything, you can say anything which we like, we always put a notification. We get the notifications and all. So on YouTube, I do have channels where I get motivation from every day, because we have to face a lot of things. Being a teacher, there is one or two students we can say from hundreds are there who will be a challenge for all of us.
Hmm.
And to address them, we have to be updated
Right.
and also motivated, because
Right.
they are the one who will just thrash your confidence every time you come in front of them.
That's fair. I'm sure patience also is required for a different type of student. So
Yes, sir,
how
yes.
did you learn to do that? How did you learn to be
Sir,
patient?
I would like to share an incident
Please. Yeah.
that happened with me a few days before. A student came to me. Actually, I take home tuitions also. So a student came to me, and for I think so 2 to 3 months he was coming to me, did everything. Okay, and the papers arrived. He was giving the exams. Before exam, one day he went to some other teacher. The teachers influencing the students every time. So it was like you feel like the hard work you did on the student, giving him 3 to 4 hours every day just because he wanted to clear his exam. And afterwards, he tells, "Nahi, us teacher ne pass karaya," is
Hmm.
something which we cannot bear at all.
Right.
So I think so. These kind of students become a challenge for you whenever you work, but you cannot say no to any time to them. Now he is the student of my class only. I cannot say him no, but I need to learn this thing that you have to be connected with them each and every time you teach them something.
Right.
They can be wrong, but we cannot be wrong. We have to be in patience. We have to control our anger also, our feelings somewhere. Afterwards, maybe they'll realize, but we have to maintain this always.
Right. That's true. Okay. I want to talk about, so you teach and you do tuitions, right?
Yeah, I do that.
So how do you manage to find time for yourself? And what do you do in the time that you find for yourself?
Yeah.
What are some
Sir,
hobbies maybe? Yeah.
actually, I told you I love reading books and all. So whenever I get time, I fetch one and start reading. And
Okay.
actually, my mother is very supportive, so she does not allow me to even touch a household chores and all.
That's
So I
great.
manage this well, just 2 hours of tuitions afterwards. And whenever I get time, I love to read books. As I told you, I love mathematics. So whenever I feel like somewhere I'm losing the concept or something, I just pick it up and start solving. And I love to solve mathematics in front of television. A daily soap going on and my mathematics books with me.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've told me that you were a very naughty student, and we've spoken about having patience for you to deal with your naughty students. But is there any particular reason that you decided that, okay, I want to be a teacher? And also, do you have any one favorite moment from your teaching journey so far which made you feel I'm glad that this is what my job is.
Sir, I'd like to mention here something. When I was in 12th standard, actually, we were not financially good enough to pay for the tuitions and all. You can understand that. So, what happened? I was very bad with physics. I'm good with mathematics. I topped in my pre boards in physics, but I failed badly in my physics. So what happened? I needed some kind of coaching or extra help for that. So I went to this teacher. His name was Virender sir. So he's in my locality only. I went to this teacher, and you can imagine for 3 months I was there. He never asked me for a fees. He was the only person where I went, and never did he ask me for something or any favors or anything. And whenever we were leaving the institution also, after the exams we all leave the place, right? Then also he never mentioned that you did not pay the fees for 3 months. And my friends who were good with physics, they scored, I think so, 72, I remember till today. And I scored 75, being so
Wow,
bad with physics.
that's amazing.
And that was the moment when I thought that being a teacher, we can do something for someone. Actually, I paid him the fees, I think so, after completing my BSc when I started with my tuitions. That was my first salary, and I just went back and gave it to him. And he was not ready to take. Actually, he did not even remember that I did not give him the fees.
That's
So
great.
that was the biggest thing. I felt like being selfless is something we can just do to the society by being a teacher. It was not only me, there are many of such students who need help, but they actually don't want to come forward because they think it is humiliating to tell someone to teach in free or something of that sort.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
And what about
Yeah.
maybe is there any experience that you've had so far that's made you feel glad to be a teacher?
Yeah, I can tell you one, sir. The same way I was teaching in my school, and that school actually I was not teaching, it was my teaching practice going on. So after B.Ed, we have to complete a teaching practice of 6 months. So I was completing my teaching practice there. This student named, there was a student, I will not name the student. The student came to me and he said his father expired actually. So that time only when I entered the school, so he said that I will not be able to manage with the studies and all. So I just helped him out there. After that, I had to leave the institution before the exams. I think so. 1 month before the exam, I had to leave the institution. So when he cleared his exams, I got a call. I was on bed. Actually, I was operated that time. I got a call from him, ma'am, I cleared my exam and that all the mark sheets and all. I taught only for 3 to 4 months. Only for 3 to 4 months, not more than that. Because I was operated, so I had to leave the institution. But that moment was something which I felt proud, like, someone coming to you and saying, because of you, I just got these grades and all. Until now, the student is in my touch, and he has a complaint, you left us early. That is why marks are less.
That's
So
that's
that was
great.
something which I remember till now.
That's amazing. Okay.
Yes.
Um, I want to talk to you about teaching during the pandemic. It's been hard
Yeah.
for everybody, students and teachers alike. So, what has your
Yes.
experience with this been so far?
Sir, teaching in this pandemic is actually challenging for every one of us because setting that, you can say, a relationship with the students. Firstly, if we are in class or in the environment of a classroom, what we do, we guess from the face only whether the
Hmm.
students are able to understand the things or not.
Right.
But being on a computer, and the thing that today's children are quite friendly, techno friendly, we can say.
Hmm.
So the students are so good with their computers and all, they try to cheat us only.
Yeah.
They switch off the cameras, they will do something or the other thing, they'll enter with other names and disturb the class. So it's very, very, very challenging, but obviously we all got a chance to learn something new.
Right.
Yeah, we can say approximately, we not 100, but 80% of the students we are able to reach them properly. And we are able to, from last year, I think so, I have learned a lot of things related to technology.
Hmm.
And the best thing which I got is, firstly, we used to make worksheets ourselves, right? Now we get the apps there and they make the worksheet for us. And that is something we can say that we can take advantage of it also.
Yeah.
A bit of things have been changed for us also, and we have saved a lot of time because now we are also techno friendly, doing the things online and something. Some teachers are there who have faced the problem, really a big problem for them, those who are facing the problem with computers, or they are not even familiar with the computers. So
Hmm.
I can say for them that is a challenge. But I think I have cope up. I have well done with this computer and all, and the Zoom classes.
That's good. But I want to get back to this. But before that, could you talk to me a little about your experience using the Quest app and maybe how it's helped you?
Oh, so one thing I felt, firstly, I just started using the app as just, you can say, a activity for the students, as they wanted extra questions, so I used to send them. But afterwards it became a habit for them, solving the questions and asking the doubts in the class. So it was good experience, because the number of questions are there are a lot of questions every type of, we have approximately 10 to 15 questions. So students are able to solve their doubts and all clearly. And whenever they have doubt, they can ask it very clearly there. And even whenever they feel like, extra worksheets are there for them, without assigning also they are able to do that worksheets. So I feel there is a concept clarity when you solve a lot of questions. In mathematics we need that.
Right.
So it is good for them also, and for me it is easy, because I just need to make a click and the questions are there with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What are all the iterations that you went through in while teaching your class? What software were you all using in the start? What all did you all go through, and what are you all doing right now? And what do you think is the best way to teach online, at least with the tools that are currently available?
Yeah, sir. So beforehand, I think so. We started just with Zoom classes. We
Okay.
were all not familiar about what is going on, and the situation was the worst at that time
Hmm.
last year.
Yeah.
So we started just with the Zoom classes. There were many things coming on. We were using each and everything, getting confused, because the students are also confused when you uh, go through a lot of apps, and for every subject they get everything new, right? So they are all confused about what to do, where to go, and the stuff. So I think so mid of the session, near September we can say, I started using this app and Zoom classes, and nothing extra we did it, just with the questions I started. And it was going very good for me. It was going very good, because I think it was new for them, so they were not able to solve the questions, and the doubts were coming in class again and again. And I love students who ask doubts. you
Yeah.
know when they ask doubt, it feels like that you have done something with their mind. You have played well. So that is the thing we can understand. So this was going on, and now we are going through a different pattern, because we have set up the pattern this way, that nobody faces problem, because last time everything was confused, and even till the papers the students were not clear about the things, a few of them. So now the pattern has been made properly. We are having the classes, 6 classes a day, and going through the worksheets and all. And I think so now the subjects have been increased and the classes have been increased in the app. So I am teaching my co-teachers also, and
Okay.
teachers of the classes 1 to 4, they are waiting to start with the app and all.
That's great.
Yeah.
What are the things that you miss most about teaching in a normal class compared to doing it over
So
Zoom?
the expression of the students, I really miss
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
I used to make the PPTs for mathematics, because I just love to teach them the things that they are doing in real world with mathematics. Like for example, I just showed them that polynomials in Burj Khalifa and all. So they are actually amazed to see that actually we are using it somewhere, because for them it is just a formula.
Yeah.
So I just miss that kind of experience with the students. I really miss that. Now in the online class they get many things from the internet, you can say, the
Hmm.
online classes, the teachers teaching online. I don't say that is wrong, but we have somewhere we have broken that connect with the students, that we need back as soon as possible.
Yeah. That's true. Hopefully, we can all get vaccinated soon and go back
Yes,
to
we
classes
have
as
got
before.
we
Oh,
have got the
that's great.
vaccine.
That's great. Okay. I'll close this with our last few questions for you.
Yes, sir.
Firstly, what advice do you have for people who might be aspiring to become teachers?
Yeah. One thing I would like to tell to everyone there, teaching is a selfless profession. Do not come in this profession if you are there for money. it is very, very difficult for you to cop up, because you will be demanding money, and the care and the love we need to give to the students, that only comes when you are selfless. So, just if you are ready to sacrifice some part of you, and the biggest thing the youth today has is that ego and attitude, that we have to keep aside for being a teacher. And I really did not understand that when I was in my 20s, 21 or 22. You can understand that when we are in our colleges, we are quite arrogant and all that stuff. We all are there sometimes. So it is the thing that you need to be selfless, and you need to really care for them to be a good teacher. You need to show that each and every time the student comes in front of you, because once you break that connect, I don't think so they'll ever like to come again with you.
Right. That's true. Okay. And my last question, my last rather question for you is, what advice do you have for the students out there right now?
My advice for them is, one thing as a teacher, I want to say that please trust your teachers, because they are roaming at each and every place on the internet, on the YouTube. But trusting your teacher, somebody who's working for you, you also understand that being a teacher, we are working more than 12 hours a day now. Firstly, it was a job where we had to go at 9 and come back at 3 or 4. But now we are working 24 hours for you. Please do trust your teachers. And they are not saying anything else or anything demanding from you. They're not demanding anything extra. Whatever it was given is given the same way. Even we can say that the increments or something has been stopped from the last year, just because we are going through a big pandemic. So please respect them, because we have seen students floating the videos of online classes on the internet and all. So please respect them and trust them. Surely they are doing something to make your future better.
Right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ma'am, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I genuinely enjoyed this conversation.
Thank you, sir. Me too.
Okay. With this, we come to an end of today's episode of Teacher's Diary. On behalf of the Quest team, I'd like to thank Ms. Swati Batra for giving us her time today and sharing her experiences with us. We really appreciate what you do. And see you next time.
Thank you, sir.